Hello, everybody. Hello, friends. Welcome. My name is Alex Masons, and I'll be guiding you through this mountain meditation. And so this script was originally created by Joan Kabat-Zinn, but the version I'll be reading is by Palouse Mindfulness. You can find it online as well. So thank you for being here. And so this mountain meditation is often sitting down. And so if you like to sit on a cushion, you can sit on a cushion, or you can have a chair supporting you. But whatever pose you decide to do this in will be fine, as long as the body is supported, as long as you're comfortable. So I'll give you just a couple of moments to kind of get used to your pose, to settle down into a position that works for you, that feels supportive and comfortable. And so whenever you're ready, just bringing your attention to this body sitting here, noticing the feet on the ground, noticing your hands, and sensing through the back of the body. The might or might not be in contact with the surface holding you. Maybe you can feel the warmth or the coolness in these areas, with the softness of the cushion holding you, the stiffness of the chair or the seat. And noticing this body breathing, becoming aware every time you inhale and every time you exhale. And if your eyes are open, maybe you can lower the gaze. That's to give the mind the message of looking inward. And so when you're ready, continuing to bring your awareness to the breath and the actual physical sensations of the breath in the body. Feeling each breath as it comes in and goes out. And letting the breath be just as it is, without trying to change or regulate in any way, but allowing it to flow easily and naturally with its own rhythm and pace. Knowing that you're breathing perfectly well right now, and there's nothing for you to do. So allowing the body to be still and sitting with a sense of dignity, a sense of resolve, a sense of being complete and whole in this very moment, with your posture reflecting the sense of completeness. And as you sit here, just letting an image form in your mind's eye of the most magnificent or beautiful mountain that you know, or that you have ever seen, or that even you can imagine. Letting it gradually come into greater focus. And even if it doesn't come as a visual image, allowing the sense of this mountain to be here and feeling its overall shape, its lofty peak or peaks high in the sky, the large base rooted to the bedrock of the Earth's crust, its steep and gently sloping sides, and just noticing how massive it is, how solid, how unmoving, how beautiful, whether from afar or up close. And perhaps your mountain has snow blanketing its top and trees reaching down the base, or rugged granite sides. And there may be streams and waterfalls cascading down the slopes. There may be one peak, or a series of peaks, or with meadows and high lakes. Observing it, noting its qualities. And when you feel ready, seeing if you can bring the mountain into your own body sitting here, so that your body and the mountain in your mind's eye become one. So that as you sit here, you're sharing the massiveness and the stillness and majesty of the mountain. You become the mountain. Grounded in the sitting posture, your head becomes a lofty peak, supported by the rest of the body and affording a panoramic view. Your shoulders and arms, the sides of the mountain. Your buttocks and legs, a solid base, rooted to your cushion or your chair. Experiencing in a body a sense of uplift with deep within your pelvis and spine. And with each breath, as you continue sitting, becoming a little more a breathing mountain, alive and vital, yet unwavering in your inner stillness. Completely what you are, beyond words and thought. A centered, grounded, unmoving presence. And as you sit here, becoming aware of the fact that as the sun travels across the sky, the light and shadows and colors are changing virtually moment by moment in the mountain stillness. And the surface teems with life and activity, streams, melting snow, waterfalls, plants, and wildlife. And as the mountain sits, seeing and feeling how night follows day and day follows night. The bright, warming sun followed by the cool night, sky studded with stars, and the gradual dawning of a new day. through it all, the mountain just sits, experiencing change in each moment, constantly changing, yet always just being itself. It remains still as the seasons flow into one another and as the weather changes moment by moment and day by day. Calmness, abiding all change. In summer, there is no snow on the mountain except perhaps for the very peaks on a crag shielded by the direct sunlight. And in the fall, the mountain may wear a coat of brilliant fire colors. In winter, a blanket of snow and ice. In any season, it may find itself at times shrouded in clouds or fog or pelted by the freezing rain. People may come see the mountain and comment on how beautiful it is, or how it is not such a good day to see the mountain, that it's too cloudy, too rainy, too foggy, or too dark. But none of this matters to the mountain, which remains at all times its essential self. Clouds may come and clouds may go. Tourists may like it or not. The mountain's magnificence and beauty is not changed one bit by whether people see it or not, seen or unseen, in sun or clouds, broiling or frigid day or night. It just sits being itself. At times visited by violent storms, buffed by snow and rain and winds of unthinkable magnitude. But through it all, the mountain sits. Then spring comes and trees leaf out. Flowers bloom in the high shadows and slopes. Birds sing in the trees once again. Streams overflow with the water of melting snow. And through it all, the mountain continues to sit, unmoved by the weather, unmoved by what happens on its surface, by the world of appearances, remaining in its essential self through the seasons, the changing weather, the activity, and the flowing of its surface. Through it all, it just remains itself. In the same way as we sit in meditation, we can learn to experience a mountain. We can embody the same central unwavering stillness and groundness in the face of everything that changes in our lives, over seconds, over hours, over years. In our lives and in our meditation practice, we experience constantly the changing nature of mind and body and of the outer world. We have our own periods of light and darkness, activity and inactivity, our moments of color and our moments of drabness. It's true that we experience storms of varying intensity and violence in our outer world and in our minds and bodies, buffed by the high winds, by cold rain, and we endure periods of darkness and pain, as well as the moments of joy and uplift. And even our appearance changes constantly, experiencing a weather of its own. And so by becoming the mountain in our meditation practice, we can link up with its strength, stability, and adopt them for our own. We can use its energies to support our energy, to encounter each moment with mindfulness and equanimity and clarity. And it may help us to see that our thoughts and feelings, our preoccupations, our emotional storms and crises, even the things that happen to us are very much like the weather on the mountain. We tend to take it all so personally, but its strongest characteristic is very impersonal. The weather of our own lives is not to be ignored or denied. It is to be encountered, honored, felt, known for what it is, and held in awareness. And in holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom. Mountains have this to teach us and much more if we let them in. So if you feel that you find that you resonate in some way with the strength and the stability of the mountain in your sitting, it might be helpful to use it from time to time in your meditation to remind you of what it means to sit mindfully, with resolve and with wakefulness, in true stillness. So in the time that remains, continuing to sustain the mountain meditation on your own, in silence, moment by moment, until you feel it's right, until you feel complete